If I could impart one lesson to my younger self, it would be this. Everything is available to you now. You just got to reach out and grab it. Everything is available to you. You don't have to wait for some prerequisites. You don't have to wait until you're ready. You can start doing the thing you want to do right now. So often we feel like we need to wait before we go after a dream. Like there's this list of prerequisites that life requires from you. And life requires no such thing. Life requires courage from you. It requires boldness. It requires gumption. Life loves it when you just go after your dream with conviction, with 100% conviction. That's when universal forces step in to help you. But when you go after your dream with half-hearted belief, not really sure of yourself, then you get no such support. You ever notice when you make a clear, definite decision around something, life steps in to help you? The moment you reach that point of conviction, the point where you go, nothing will stop me, I'm going to do this thing no matter what, that's when all the resources come online. That's when the people show up, the synchronicities, the right book shows up that leads you to another piece of the puzzle. Like everything starts lining up for you to achieve your vision. But that only happens when you go after your dream, after something that scares you with full conviction. And when you make a decision where you're unsure of yourself, where you lack faith, where you feel doubts in yourself, the universe meets you at that energetic level. It meets you with doubt. It shows you unsureness. It shows you that things might not work out. It's a constant reflection between you and the universe. But you have to take the first step. You cannot seek for that conviction in the external. You can't seek it in the outside 3D world to prove to you that something is possible. You have to cultivate that inside. You have to know deep down that your dream is possible. Before anyone else knows it, you have to know it. You have to have the conviction. You have to have the belief in yourself. And the moment you reach that conviction, that's when everything starts flowing to you. That's when the universe meets you 100%. It reminds me of a quote by Terence McKenna. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all the teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a featherbed. What a beautiful quote. And it speaks to that place inside you, the courage that is dying to come out, that wants to explode into the universe and feel its power. And what you're doing as a human, because you have free will, is you're choosing not to use your courage muscle. You're choosing to engage the doubt muscle, the lack of faith muscle, the I'm not sure what to do muscle. These are all muscles of the mind. And if you were just to take the inner power within you, the courage that is lying dormant inside you, and start applying it, my God, the doors that open up for you. And I'm sure you felt this in your life. The moments in your life where you truly took the leap into the unknown. You had no guarantee, but you knew on some deep inner level that you would succeed. That's the moment where you succeeded. It's never failed me. When I knew that something would work out, it always worked out. And when I knew that something wouldn't work out, but I did it anyway, it never worked out. Right? So trust that inner voice and trust that conviction in yourself that when you know something's going to work, trust yourself. Take the leap. The moment that you step into your greatness, which means the moment you take the leap of courage and you do something that scares you and you go after something with no guarantee that it will work out other than the belief in yourself, the moment you step into your greatness, that is when the universal forces step in and they help you. And you realize that, like Terence McKenna was saying, you jump, you think there's an abyss, but it's a feather bed. It holds you, it supports your vision, but you got to take the first step. And if you wait for the universe to show you that something is possible, you're going to be waiting for decades, maybe your whole life. You're going to end up on your deathbed and you're going to go, wow, what was I waiting for? What was this magical green light signal that I was waiting for from the universe when it was all inside myself? I was waiting for permission from someone to go after my dreams, but the permission is within you. You have to give yourself permission. It's your belief in lack and your belief in limitation that makes your reality limited. You ever give advice to a friend? You see something in their life that if they were just to change their beliefs around it, they would have a breakthrough. And you offer them a piece of advice. And you know that if they were just to follow that piece of advice and they stepped into their greatness and overcame some sort of fear, the reality would open up for them and they would see into the new reality. They would experience a completely different reality on the other side. And you give them a piece of advice and they don't take it. They say they hear it, but you know they don't really hear it. They say they'll do it, but you know they're not going to do it. They're addicted to the familiarity of their limited reality. They've been in that limited container for so long that it feels safe to them. And even though you're offering them the exact golden key that will release them from their own mental prison, the prison has become too comfortable. And so they're going to stay there. I encourage you to look at yourself in the same way. Is there a prison in your life that you've created, your own set of limited beliefs that you find so familiar and so comfortable that you refuse to see past it? That even if today someone was to offer you the exact piece of advice to get you to the next level, would you take it? Or would you return to your familiar dwelling place? We say we want a different life. We say we want a different reality, but our actions don't lie. And if we keep engaging with the old reality and we keep sustaining our limitations, then that's what we choose to experience. And the universe can only give us what we sustain. So all your limitations that you're experiencing right now, whether it's limitation of health, limitation of wealth, limitation of friends, you are sustaining those beliefs. No one is enforcing them on you. It's completely self-sustained by you. The moment you drop the beliefs and you allow yourself to step into the greater version of you, that is where you see the new reality and not a moment before. The way that you break through those limitations is by doing something that is so outside of your comfort zone, something that scares you, something that you know deep down you want to experience, but you have not allowed yourself to go after it. And you step out of your comfort zone and you do the thing that scares you the most, and the limitation has to fall away. Because by stepping into the courage space, you find out that none of your fears are true, that everything you were afraid of is an illusion. And even the fears that end up turning out to be true, you're more than equipped to deal with them. They don't break you. They bounce off of you. I think one of our key dharmas in life, one of our key purposes in life is to break the limitations that we have put in ourselves. We have come to this game of life to feel temporarily limited and then to discover our power and to break through the limitations and discover that we are creating all of it. All of it. And so life is waiting for you to do that. Don't wait on life. Don't sit and ponder and wait for some synchronicity to show up. You got to take the first step. You have to lean into your fear and see what happens. And you will find out that the gifts on the other side of your fear are incredible and so worth it. They're more fulfilling than any amount of money or any shiny object you can buy. You conquering your fears and discovering your courage and your power is priceless. It is true character growth. And there's nothing more fulfilling than seeing yourself grow and realizing how much more courageous you've become through stepping into your fears. So I leave you with this quote: whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.